Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Anime Manga Reviews, and today I got a special theory for you guys, and I believe that it really answers the question about whether or not Dante is Asta's father. I know this is something that the Black Clover fan base have just been debating about ever since Dante was revealed, and even more so since Asta's mother was revealed. And we saw this earlier, and I believe it was in Black Clover chapter, maybe it was 265, where we saw this infamous scene where she was trying to save Libe, and she actually did. However, she did have this flashback to baby Asta. It's obviously Asta. I mean, it can't be anyone else. And I know that the Black Clover fan base was just debating about that for so long. Like, they were debating about that for just weeks. And it wasn't recently until I believe it was Black Clover chapter, maybe 270, where Libe had pretty much confirmed that it was Asta's mother. And that's when all the criticism has just basically stopped. However, there's more questions that just needs to be answered as far as Asta's father. Now, why is the answer, or rather the question of Asta's father, just really important? And it's really important because in most animes, especially in shonens, like, the father is really important. We wondered for a long time who were Naruto's parents, and that's when we found out that Naruto's father was a fourth Hokage, and his mother was also a very important character as well. When we look at Bleach, Ichigo's father was extremely important. I mean, he was a captain in the Soul Society, and his mother was also very important as well, was a very important part of the story. She was a Quincy. I don't know if you guys are spoiled by that, but I'm sorry if I just spoiled you. But also with other series as well, we kind of know about Luffy's father a little bit. I mean, I haven't watched One Piece in a while, but we know that his father is an important part of the story, or his parentage. So fathers aren't really necessarily like left behind when it comes to just the shonen series. And now that I think about it off the top of my head, I can't really remember a mainstream shonen series where the parents just weren't important or just weren't there in general. Some people may mention Demon Slayer, but again, Tanjiro's father was very important as well. He wasn't a demon slayer, however, he did have a form that was very important and aided Tanjiro in his battle against one of the demons. So obviously, yeah, guys, like, parents are a pretty big deal in shonen series, not just the mother, but also the father as well. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into this theory. So for starters, I'm really just going to put the foundation of this theory in the Spade Kingdom. And you may be wondering why. Well, of course, because the Dark Triad was originally from the Spade Kingdom. We know about how they had this hostile takeover. They killed Yuno's parents. And the Spade Kingdom originally was actually a chill kingdom. You know, it wasn't always this dictatorship that was hell-bent on destroying the world and opening portals and demons coming through and just killing everyone. At one point, the Spade Kingdom was actually pretty good. And in my theory, I'm going to put Asta's mother originally from the Spade Kingdom. I just don't think that she's originally from the Clover Kingdom. I believe that she migrated to the Clover Kingdom after something horrible happened. Now, we do know, for instance, that the Spade Kingdom, or rather Dante in the Spade Kingdom, was planning a hostile takeover for a very long time. Now, where would this put Asta's mother? So we know, for instance, from the information that we just received in the earlier chapters of Black Clover, I believe it was like a few weeks ago, that Asta's mother, she was hiding out for a reason. However, some of the clues that I really picked up on in that chapter was that Asta's mother is obviously very good at alchemy. She's very good at medicine. And another thing to really pick up on here is that we didn't necessarily see a grimoire with her. I'm sorry, grimoire. I just butchered that word. But anyway, we didn't really see that on the table or anywhere near her, besides, of course, Lit's grimoire. So the one thing that we do have to take into account is that perhaps she was very useful to the Spade Kingdom, but not in terms of being like a magic knight. And that is also clear with the Clover Kingdom. I forgot the guy's name who healed Asta's arms, or tried to heal his arms. That wasn't like a magic knight. He's not a magic knight. So it's obvious that you can still be useful to a kingdom despite necessarily not being that powerful in terms of mana level, or just not being a magic knight in general. She's obviously, as I said before, highly intelligent. I mean, she was literally able to seal a demon inside of a grimoire with her powers, so she had to have some type of training with that. No one's in the Black Clover universe is able to do those abilities just off a whim. They have to have some type of training. Yes, we do have some arcane stage mages, but at the same time, you know, they still have to train. So what would make Asta's mom leave the Spade Kingdom? Like, what would have her just suddenly just up and just dip? So one of the things is that she could possibly have saw that the Spade Kingdom was going in a different direction than what she first suspected it to be. Now, maybe she just got into the Spade Kingdom medical department, and I wouldn't really be surprised if Dante and Zenon pull some type of Palpatine. So if you guys remember, after Order 66 in Star Wars, Palpatine had basically said that the Jedi had betrayed the Republic, and that was the reason why they were exterminated, and got the public opinion to turn against the Jedi. And that's something that I think that possibly Dante and Zenon could have did with Yuno's parents, and just made the public just see them in a different light. And maybe Asta's mother could have fell for this, but maybe she was seen behind the curtain just slowly that the Spade Kingdom was going to just abuse their citizens. And we saw this when Asta had rescued the Spade Kingdom citizens, that obviously this wasn't something that happened on a regular basis in the Spade Kingdom for like the past 30 years. This seemed to be something that's very recent. So obviously within the past 16 years, the Spade Kingdom just took a turn for the worse, and she saw this coming. And that's one of the main reasons why I suspected that she had to migrate from the Spade Kingdom, because she just originally saw that, hey, these guys are just bad news. Now, where's the connection between her and Dante? And this is kind of where I'm getting into like this theory territory. I don't have a lot of proof for it, but we could kind of like see some science for it. So again, as I said before, she's very well versed in alchemy, possibly in medicine. Now, where's the one main thing where Dante seems to have an interest in that? He does have body magic. However, he is a little bit of an intelligent, person, so he could have saw her in that medical department. And then our boy Dante, look, your man's got swag. Your man's Dante is handsome, and he could have pulled her easily. Now, some people suspect that this is Asta's mom, and it could be. I definitely wouldn't take it out of the equation. And if we look closely at the woman, she does resemble Asta's mom in terms of her head shape, and she does have longer hair. However, at the same time, Asta's mom could have cut her hair to just blend in more as far as a disguise. Now, some people may point towards how could Dante and his mother kind of get it on and have Asta if she sucks the mana and the life force out of people. Well, Dante had his body magic way before he actually formed that contract with Lucifero. Lucifero had enhanced it, but at the same time, Dante is able to heal himself. And these two would actually be perfect for each other. Who else could Asta's mom actually get with, have relations, and have a baby with without killing them? It would have had to been a person like Dante. And so as she saw that everything was going south, she was pregnant, but also she realizes that she has this problem with her mana, I wouldn't necessarily rule it out that she had to migrate to an area that is closer to Hag Village, because Hag Village is close to just the outskirts of the Clover Kingdom near the Spade Kingdom, and that is where she had resided. And on her way to the Clover Kingdom, she ran into Liszt Grimoire somehow, some way. I can't imagine that Liszt Grimoire is going to be somewhere out in the street in the Clover Kingdom. I can imagine that it's somewhere where most people probably wouldn't venture to, and that is where she found the Grimoire, and then the rest is history. Some people may still have some questions, like for instance, why would Asta's mom, who seems to be a good character, want to get with a monster like Dante? But let's be honest here, guys, women have always gotten with bad men, and this could be a case of bad boy going wrong. However, she realized it early on, and she had a fling with Dante that most likely didn't last too long. Who knows? And at the same time, some people may suspect, well, how in the world could Dante and Asta's mom have a long relationship? That's the key. They didn't have a long relationship. It was most likely a short-term relationship, and that is how she discovered that she was pregnant. She gave birth possibly a year before it all happened, and that is where Libe and the Five-Leaf Clover Grimoire come into contact. And then you have Lucifero, and everything just comes to full circle. And lastly, the one thing that we really have to remember is that it's not just the demons that may have a connection to our retrospective Light Triad members, but more so it's the Dark Triad themselves. When we look at Yuno and Xenon, Xenon has a direct connection with Yuno because Xenon killed Yuno's parents. When we look at Noelle and Vonica, obviously Magicula cursed Acer, but at the same time, Vonica had engaged Noelle's mother, Acer, in a lot of battles before Noelle was even born. So now, if we look at Dante, I just don't think that Lucifero is just connected to Libe. I also think that Dante is connected to Asta as well, and I believe that Dante is Asta's father. Now, I could be wrong about this, but I'm happy to accept that I could be right about this as well. Anyway, guys, that does it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this theory video. Make sure you smash that like button. Also, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Also, hit the notification bell. Don't forget, I drop videos every single week. Hopefully, the Black Clover reviews and the spoilers are going to come out this week as well, because I know it went on break. But anyway, that does it for me today. Make sure you guys have an awesome day and stay safe out there, and peace.